welcome back to my channel, and I'm back this week with another honesty hours video. Except this week I'm not drinking tea. I have decided to drink Coke out of a wine glass that I got for my 18th birthday, and you know what, we're just gonna run with it. So today I thought we'd have like a little chat about like this whole thing about like confidence and like glowing up, and I just kind of wanted to talk about that for a little bit because I've been thinking about it for a while. So if that interests you, keep watching. So first, I think a really important thing to understand is that like confidence is a process, and it's a never-ending process. You never really reach a point where you're the most confident ever, and that's okay because, well, we are humans, we are constantly evolving. And I think sometimes it can be kind of like easy to forget because you'll be like feeling really good one day and then the next day it may be feeling not so good, but that's fine. Like, you are human, it's okay to feel like that. And we also go through processes where we just like change as people, and like that's fine too. That's what we have to do. We have to learn and keep it moving, basically. I personally see confidence as where you are like confident in yourself and who you are as a person, and that doesn't mean being happy all of the time because, well, we are humans, we have emotions. Like, you don't have to be happy all of the time, and not being happy for a few days doesn't mean you're any less confident, and it doesn't mean your value decreases either, which I think is really important to remember because the lines can be quite blurred. You might think, oh, but if I'm confident I have to be like on 100 all of the time, and the truth is, well, you don't. Like, you just don't have to do that. Would I say I'm the most confident person ever? Of course not, because I'm not. But have I grown over the past few years? Am I still growing every day and believing in myself more? Yeah, and you should too. Like, it's okay. Like, you don't have to just wake up one day and suddenly be like the best version of yourself, because you just kind of, it's just more something you like really work towards than achieve instantaneously. And I don't think anyone can achieve it instantaneously, but I also think a big factor that plays into it is this whole thing of like comparing ourselves to other people, which is bad. And like, we just should not do that because that just causes so many issues. But especially with like the rise of like social media, it's very easy to compare yourself to other people. But one thing I like to remember, and I saw this somewhere and I don't really know where the saying started, but social media is essentially everyone's like highlight reel or their best bits. And if you're comparing your worst day to someone's best day, well, that's not really a fair comparison, is it? Like, everyone has bad days and everyone has good days. So it's kind of nice to just like remember that. Also, in this talk about like glowing up, it can feel like it's very much centered around like this kind of physical thing, like you have to glow up like appearance wise. And you glowing up doesn't always have to be like physical, it doesn't always have to be your appearance. It can be spiritual, mental, emotional. It can be things from like going to therapy, from taking up a hobby you've always wanted to do, from continuing that project you started a while ago but haven't finished yet. I'm low-key talking to myself here, but you know what, let's move on. It can be cutting off that toxic friendship, that toxic relationship, or like toxic people in your life, toxic habits. And those are all really important as well because they're taking steps towards becoming a version of you that you truly align yourself with. And I think that's like pretty great. And especially in the past year, I've had a lot of like, mental, emotional kind of glow up, and it's like, wow, I no longer accept things that I used to because now I know my self-worth. And was it easy? No, definitely not. But is it a process that I'm still on and I'm quite happy that I'm on it? Yeah. And that's quite a beautiful side of growing up because you start to realize little changes within yourself, and I think that's like the best part of it as well. If you want to change your style, do it. If you want to take up a new hobby, do it. If you want to learn an instrument, do it. Like, No one is stopping you. And but also while saying that, it can be quite like nerve-wracking to take on new things, especially if you want to like post about it. You might be scared about what people think. Trust me, I get this completely. It is just like, but I think a big thing to remember is that not everyone is going to like you, and this is something I've like really come to terms with, that not everyone is going to like me, and that's fine. It doesn't mean you're a bad person, and it doesn't mean you've done bad things. It just means that there are people who are not going to like you regardless of what you do, whether you do something really good or something really bad. Also, I'm willing to bet loads of money that the people that don't like you are the people that aren't important in your life anyways, and therefore their opinion should not stop you from achieving your potential. Like, you're really gonna let the opinions of dusty people stop you from being your best? I don't think so. I do not think so. And at first, it's like, wow, why do I care so much? But then I think a big thing is just to kind of like, instead of like, it's not easy to stop caring, but to kind of like really hype yourself up, So if I'm about to like post something, I might be like, oh, but what if people see, like, what are they gonna think? And chances are they're actually not really thinking anything. Like, think about like what you do, right? When you're scrolling like through Instagram, are you like meticulously judging everything everyone posts? No, you're probably not. I hope you're not. If you are, you kind of need to reevaluate that. But if you're not meticulously judging all of these people, then chances are they are also not doing that to you. And it's either people are going to love what you do and they'll express that, or they won't care and therefore they'll keep it moving, they'll keep scrolling. And that's fine too. I'd say that one of my biggest glow ups this year, especially in the whole quarantine thing, was keeping up with my YouTube channel again. I remember at the beginning of the year I was like, yes, starting a YouTube channel, it's going to be great. And then I only posted like once every month. And then I kind of forgot about it for a bit. But now I post 3 times a week. And January me is looking at August me and thinking, wow, I want to be her. Like, she is doing great. And it's just one of those things of like, I've been like, what? I've started it, I'm gonna finish it, I'm gonna continue it. And it's been great. The feeling of being consistent has been great. So I would say if there's something that you want to do that you're kind of talking yourself out of or like feeling down about, I'd say push yourself out there and do it. Like, once you get out of your comfort zone, that outside of your comfort zone starts to become your new comfort zone. And it's a good feeling. Is it easy? No, it's not always going to be easy, but make the leap. And you never know, you might enjoy it. If you discover it's not for you, then that's fine, but you will never know it's not for you unless you try it first. Also, another aspect of confidence that I've really come to terms with is that you don't have to be super loud and outgoing to be confident in yourself. And this took me quite a while to understand because, well, I'm not like a super loud person, right? Like, I'm not an extrovert, I'm very introverted. I like my own space, I like my own peace, and that's fine. In school, I was always the person who the teacher would be like, oh, she's a pleasure to teach, or oh, she's a smart girl, but I wish she would participate more. And in school especially, it kind of like really affected me because it was like, I don't want to say anything because I just kind of don't want to, and I'm okay with that. And like, if you're someone who's watching this who's also quite a quiet person, I just want to remind you it's okay to be quiet. Do not let people pressure you into being loud if you don't want to. If it's uncomfortable for you, you don't have to do that. There's nothing wrong with being quiet. We're just out here minding our own business. The next time someone asks you, why are you so quiet? I want you to say to them, why are you so loud? And then it will just highlight how ridiculous they sound asking you that question. As long as you're minding your own business and you're not hurting anyone, it's fine. Like, it's fine. Another thing that can also really help in kind of like internally going up and becoming more confident is celebrating the little wins that you have in life. So yeah, maybe you don't wake up and save the world every day, but maybe you woke up, went for a walk, maybe you had breakfast and you usually don't, maybe you even just like got out of bed. Celebrate those small things because those are still things you're doing, still things that are like, part of the process of like really coming to terms with yourself. Also, one thing I would say is don't talk bad about yourself, because you may not notice it, but you probably will start to internalize that after a while, and you may internalize it without knowing it, and that can also have an effect on how you feel, and then that can really bring you down. So I would say if you're thinking something about yourself that you wouldn't say to someone else, don't think it about yourself either. Obviously, I know that's much easier said than done, but kind of start the process of it. Start checking yourself when you catch yourself talking bad or thinking bad about yourself. Now, obviously, I know everything I've said in this video is a lot easier said than done, trust me, right? But I think the point I'm trying to emphasize is that it's a long going, never ending, but necessary process. And that's fine. Like, as I said before, it's not going to be like some kind of overnight transformation. And it doesn't have to be, because I don't think anyone can just change their entire life overnight. But you can take small steps towards that. And that is fine. As long as you are doing your best every single day, or even if it's not every single day, as long as you are doing your best as often as you can, that is fine. That is completely fine. And anyone who has anything bad to say about it, they need to mind their own business and tell them that. Tell them, listen, you care about your business and I'll care about mine. I'm living my life, doing what I want to do. And if you don't like it, then leave, stop watching me, So, yeah, basically the people who just only have bad things to say about you don't matter. And they shouldn't stop you from being your best self just because they are not trying to be their best selves. So obviously, again, a lot easier said than done, but once you start, it kind of gets a little bit easier every day. I'm still very much on this journey. I don't want it to sound like I've reached the end of it and I've got this expert advice, because I don't. But this is just something I actually think about quite often, especially when I'm looking at how far I've come from where I used to be. And I'm still on that journey, and that is completely fine. And I implore you to come on this journey with me and just kind of glow up in all areas. And appearance-wise is not even the most important area. Do whatever you want to do appearance-wise, as long as it makes you happy. But don't forget about the mental and emotional and the spiritual as well. But that is pretty much all I have for this video. This has been a lot more of a relaxed honesty hours video. If you want to see the other ones, I will put 2 of them on the screen at some point. They will be appearing here soon, hopefully. But yeah, also make sure you like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed. Comment down below what you're doing on your journey towards confidence and glowing up. Comment if there's anything you want to advise other people. And yeah, I hope you are doing well, having a good day, and I will see you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss it. Also, I upload every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and there's a new honesty hours video every week, so if there's anything you want to see me talk about, feel free to comment it and I will more than likely make it. So yeah, have a nice day and thank you for watching.